Good morning, everybody. It's Meg from Books Off the Beaten Path, and today we are going to have an early morning book review, and we're also going to talk about why I stopped reading this book and why I have chosen to read something else. Now, let me start off by saying I am not going to trash this book because I have written books myself. They're out on Amazon if anybody's interested. You know what I mean? And it's hard. And you have to get the storyline right, you have to get the writing right. This one was not for me. It may be for you, but it was not for me. But I will tell you that we've got major spoilers coming up. So if you're interested in reading this book, I'll tell you the name of the book. The Bull, it's early yet, is called The Fall of the House of Thomas Weir. And I loved the premise of it. The premise of it is that we're in 1773, we're in Edinburgh, and we're running around with Dr. Samuel Johnson and James Boswell, who I am a Johnson fan. I know about Samuel Johnson. I haven't read all of his works or anything like that, but my father was a big Johnson fan and read everything of his. And I've read a couple of things and I've enjoyed them and everything. And the idea of having these two be like Holmes and Watson, which is basically what the back says. Excuse me. Sorry, didn't mean to do that. Which is basically what the back says, was very intriguing to me. And you know how I love my ghost stories, and you know how I love my scary stuff. So I started reading it. Now my bookmark is this little garbage tie tag. And that's only because, I have a beautiful bookmark. I have a lot of beautiful bookmarks. But I was not happy with where the book started going. And when I wanted to see how far I got far enough into it to establish an understanding of the author's writing and the premise of the book. Now, let me just tell you this. There is a ghoul sighted in the Blackfriars Cemetery in Edinburgh. And he is sighted by one of the graveyard keepers, and he's really creepy and he's really scary, and I loved that. And Boswell and Johnson decide to investigate the ghoul at the prompting of a local newspaper because they know that Samuel Johnson is visiting Edinburgh. And they decide to go and investigate. And I loved that. What I didn't love was the explanation for why the ghoul suddenly appeared and what sort of the main plot line was. And the main plot line, like I said, there's going to be spoilers. Is that there is a superior race of supernatural beings who want to walk among the living, but in order to do that, they have to drink blood from adults and from children. Now, none of that offended me. I get horror books. I know that they're often children in peril. I don't like children in peril, but I was able to go with it up to the point where we found out these superior beings came from. Are you ready for it? Atlantis. They came from Atlantis. Oh. And it just wasn't interesting to me after that, because the premise, and I'm trying really hard because Andrew Neil MacLeod, who wrote this book, deserves a lot of credit. He was picked up by a publisher. The book has gotten some good reviews. It just wasn't for me. And the reason it wasn't for me, and I can put it in a nutshell if I could get my head working this early in the morning, was because the writing was so... I didn't enjoy the writing style. And then when we got to that plot point, I thought, this is like the 13th episode where we just sort of go off on a tangent. And, you know, when you're talking about a supernatural story, none of it makes sense anyway, you know, because you're talking about things that don't exist and everything like that. But I just put it down and I just thought, I cannot spend my time reading something that I am just already trashing in my head. So I got up, it's a true story. So I got up, I put the book down, and I got up and I went to my box of books, of all the box of books, the books that I haven't read yet and everything like that, and I pulled out Nero Wolfe, who honestly I can say, and with shame, I have never read any Nero Wolfe by Rex Stout. So I started this last night. Here's my beautiful bookmark, by the way. I started this last night, and so far, wow. I love the writing. I love the idea. We're starting out with a jury trial. A man's on trial for his life. I didn't know anything about Nero Wolfe, didn't know anything about him not wanting to leave his house, didn't know anything about Archie, didn't know anything about all that kind of stuff. All those characters were introduced. They all have their own voice. Nero Wolfe is so quirky, and I'm just really enjoying it so far. So who knows? Maybe I'll get to a point with this book and I'll say, oh, and everything. But I think I have gotten to the stage where I honestly can't read modern books. I think it's almost like modern books. And when I say modern, I mean modern. I don't mean like anything beyond Victorian fiction and everything like that. I mean, Nero Wolfe you could consider that a modern book. It was written in 1956. But I'm talking about the stuff that's come out recently in the 2000s or in the 2010s or something like that. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the writing style. I don't know if it's me. But I've gotten myself so entrenched in these vintage books that I just have a hard time with the newer ones. And like I said, I did give you spoilers on this, but kudos to Andrew Neil MacLeod for getting it published and everything like that. But this one, I like a lot better. And I just wanted to say, oh, that beeping is not a fire alarm. That is my coffee telling me that it's finished brewing. And do you have one like that? It used to be able that you could tell it was finished brewing because the pot was full, but now it alerts you that it's finished brewing. Anyway, that doesn't have anything to do with what I'm talking about. There's modern Gothics out there, and there's good modern Gothics out there, but I can't find any. I'm trying to find good modern Gothics, because I should have read this for Occult Detective October that MJ and a lot of other people are hosting and everything, but I couldn't have gotten through it anyway. What's wrong with me? Nothing is wrong with me. I just have a certain style of book and a certain style of writing that I like. And I'm not going to apologize for it. So I am now reading Rex Stout, Nero Wolfe, 3 Witnesses, and we will see how that goes. But I just wanted to tell you that if you are a superior race and you want to walk among the people of 16th century Edinburgh, or 18th century, I don't know if it's 1773, and the only way you can do that is by harvesting a bunch of people and drinking their blood, I don't think you're a superior race. I really don't. Sorry, just my opinion. Anyway, wanted to give that short little shout out. I don't often DNF, but I DNF that one. I'm just not going to be spending my time on stuff that I don't enjoy. So, was this a downer of a video? I certainly hope it wasn't. I want to thank all of my subscribers. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and I will check you later.